Guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be making these really fun no-sew rhinestone applique sweaters. I know these have been really popular with the embroidered designs. However, though, I understand not everybody owns an embroidery machine or even a sewing machine, so I'm going to show you how to do that with your cutting machine, and you'll still be able to use some really fun cotton fabrics for this. So let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to quickly go over a couple things that are really important for this project. The first one, just in case you never worked with rhinestone designs before, it's really important that you know that you cannot resize these cut files, because basically the way that it works is that these circles are supposed to fit a specific rhinestone size. For this project, we're going to be using the size 10, and then you're going to be receiving two cut files. The first one is a mouse outline for the fabric and vinyl, and then the second one is a rhinestone stencil for the rhinestones. Okay, so here they are already on my Brother Canvas workspace, and I'm also going to be using my 12 by 20 format for the rhinestone stencil. This is why I was telling you guys that if you want it smaller or to fit your cutting mat, in case for some reason your machine brand doesn't have bigger size mats, message me, that way I can redesign it to fit your machine. And then for the mouse outline, keep in mind you're going to get two files within one. The first one is the border, and then the second one is for the fabric. You can separate these right now and then send them off individually, or the way that I like to work is I like to send everything together. That way I know that I'm not missing any pieces, and just to verify that everything fits together on here. So let me export this and then we can get started. So let me go export and then transfer that to my machine, and let's go. We're gonna go ahead and go to patterns. Then we're gonna select the button with the cloud in the machine, and that's gonna retrieve our cut file. And here it is. If you go down, it's showing a graded area with the larger cutting mat. Basically, it's telling me that right now the settings are on the 12 by 12 and I need to change it to 12 by 24. I'm gonna press OK, clear the gray area, and I'm gonna go ahead and start separating the pieces and deleting. So I don't need that right now, the outline for the fabric nor the vinyl. So I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna save this as one cut file. So I'm gonna save, you can save it on the machine or on the USB drive. So I'm gonna save it on there. Okay, and then I'm gonna go home and then pattern and then retrieve it again. And then I'm going to once again start deleting pieces. So let's delete the outline, let's keep the fabric, delete the stencil, and then we can save this as one cut file. Okay, and then go again home, retrieve it one more time, and then let's keep this, and then let's go ahead and delete the rest, and then let's go ahead and save. Okay, now that we have everything saved, let's go home, pattern, and we're gonna go to save data, and then go to our USB drive for our cut file. So we have the rhinestone and then our fabric and vinyl outline. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is cut the stencil. First piece is this flock material. It's sticky in the back, and I went ahead and cut a 12 by 13 inch long piece. And then for the border of the mouse outline, I'm gonna be using this silver glittery iron-on vinyl that measures 9 by 9. And then for the inside of the mouse, I'm going to be using this fun Star Wars cotton fabric, again 9 by 9. And we do need to prep it though by adding some heat and bond, again 9 by 9 inch square. And on the back or the inside of the fabric, the wrong side, I'm going to heat press the sticky part on top of it. And do not remove the backing just yet, okay? We're going to cut it just like this. So yeah, let me go heat press this and then we can start cutting. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the flock onto my cutting mat. Like I said, I'm gonna be using the 12 by 24. And when working with flock, I guess you can try it and keep it with the sheet on. My mat is too sticky for this. Last time it almost ripped it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just remove it from the backing. Oh, also don't throw this away. You're gonna need it later on. And I'm gonna try to stick this onto my cutting mat. I probably should have done this slowly. Oh, well, wish me good luck. I'm telling you, this is very, very sticky. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick it right on top, so the blue fuzzy part facing up. I always recommend that you do a test cut first when you're trying out new material. For my machine, a 6 on the blade seems to work out perfectly, so that's what I have on my settings. And then I'm going to, I already have the image on here. I'm gonna press cut, and then we can start. Okay, so now we're going to remove the flock from our mat. Look at that, you guys. This is so cool. So yeah, just be patient, because I'm telling you, this is very sticky. And here it is. Look at that, you guys. We have our stencil all cut out, ready for our rhinestones. Okay, if you guys remember as well, I told you, don't throw the plastic backing, because now we're gonna stick this back onto this. So and we're gonna put this aside, and let's start cutting now let's do the vinyl. Yeah, let's cut the vinyl. For the vinyl, I'm gonna be using my 12 by 12 inch mat. And when working with the glitter vinyl, remember to put the glittery clear film down, facing down, so the right side facing the mat. So here is our cut file, and last thing I want to mention is, like, we're placing our vinyl with the wrong side facing up. Sometimes you do need to go into your settings, whether it's in your software or on your machine, and flip it. But this design basically looks the same facing up on the right or wrong side, so we're going to keep it the same. In case you don't know how to do it on here, you're going to go to your settings on this with the square and the arrows, and then click these two double triangles. That's going to flip and mirror your image on here. But like I said, it doesn't matter for this design. Okay, so for the blade settings, A3 works perfectly fine with my machine. Again, always do a test cut for your machine, and we can go okay, ready to cut, and we can start. So it's all done now, and let's remove it from the mat. Trying to be careful so I can save this. It kind of ripped a little bit, but you know what? I can save it for something in the future, so we'll see what I end up doing with this. Okay, let me remove the rest. And here is our vinyl border all done. So yeah, let's go on to our final cut file, which is going to be the fabric. Working with cottons, I know that the newer model machines for the scan and cut have a dedicated fabric mat. My machine is older, so I use this fabric support sheets. They sell them, I think, for $15. Basically, you add a really sticky adhesive on top of your mat. Don't throw this away. And it just makes your mat very, very sticky for fabrics to really hold and stay firm on there, okay? And I know that we added the heat and bond for it to be stiff as well, so that also helps being having that extra support. Now we're going to place the cotton fabric the right side facing down and the paper facing up, okay? So I'm gonna put that in there. For the settings for the cotton fabric, 4.5 worked out great for me. Again, always do a test square for yours just to double check. And before I cut, I want to scan it in. And I want to move it a little bit more in the center. It's something that I realized after the first sample that I made. It's best that you put your pieces right in the middle and not in the edges, because it will not cut out properly if it's like really close to the edge. Okay, that looks good. We can start cutting. And look at that, a beautiful cut. Try not to pull it or anything like that, because you don't want to stretch the fabric. Now that we have everything cut, we can start on the rhinestone. So I'm going to go ahead and put these to the side for right now. And let me go ahead and cut a sheet of this. So this is the transfer sheet thing. Basically, it picks up the rhinestone, holds it in place until you're ready to heat press it. And you'll need the same size, so 12 by 13. Now we can remove it from the backing, and I'm just gonna stick this onto my cutting mat like that. Okay, so I'm gonna be using the SS10 size rhinestone, and I think it's like crystal clear, right? And let me get my brush. This is my brush, so we're gonna use the soft fray side, and we're going to just pour some of the rhinestones in there. And again, right, this side, we're just gonna start in a circular motion. So this looks pretty good. Now we're gonna grab our transfer sheet, remove the backing. Don't throw this to the trash, okay? We need this. So just put this to the side. And we're just gonna place it on top like that. So here it is. Just double check that now the sticky part, right, of the rhinestone is facing up. So just double check all of that. And if you're not ready to use this yet, you can put the backing back on and then peel it off when you're ready to use it. And we can remove this from the mat and stick it back to the plastic sheet. And you can go ahead and store this and take it out when you're ready to use. Now we're ready to heat press everything together. I have my sweater. I'm gonna go with this black one, and the first thing we're gonna heat press is the fabric, and I'm gonna remove the backing. Okay, now that this is pressed, we're gonna go with the glitter vinyl border. And the reason why I added the border around it is because, to be honest with you guys, I don't trust the heat and bond, okay? And I want to protect the edges of the fabric, especially because it's cotton, and you know cotton always fries a lot. So we're gonna try to place this right in the middle and get the edge with the vinyl. So I did not realize that my phone ran out of battery and it did not record the last part, but it's okay. We're doing it again. So I already heat pressed the fabric, and this time I went with this fun metallic for the border, and now we're ready to add our rhinestone, and I'm here double checking that it is recording. Okay, so we're gonna remove it from the backing. Oh, something I want to mention as well that's really important to consider is when you're mixing vinyl with the rhinestone and fabric, make sure that everything's like cold peel or hot peel, because I forgot that this is cold peel. And so it started lifting. but I think we should be good. Nope, it's lifting. But here it is, we made it work, right? And this piece, we can save it for another rhinestone design. And we can reuse this. Here it is, it looks pretty cool. But yeah, just remember that when you're mixing different material that they have the same instructions. So make sure that everything is cold peel or cool peel or hot peel, okay? Because I honestly forgot about this one, but thankfully nothing got damaged. We saved it. Looks good. It looks so cool. Love it. Let me put it on the dress form so you can see it. Quickly, let me show you the first sample that I made. So I was testing out the file, double checking everything fit. And this one, I also went ahead and did the glitter border. And look how sparkly this is. So yeah, you can get really creative without having a sewing machine or embroidery machine and use your fun cotton fabrics for this project. So yeah, now let me get the other sweater on the mannequin. And here is the one that we just finished making. Look how cool this looks. Obsessed with the chrome metallic vinyl. I think I prefer this better than the glitter. Maybe it just depends on like what theme you're going for, right? I was thinking right now that I'm gonna try it again. Okay, so let's try to do, if you want to try it as well, try to heat press first the rhinestone layout, then the fabric, then last the metallic vinyl. Like this, like I said, needs to be on cool peel and you need to wait for the film to cool down. So you can try that as well. Or if you want to just stick with glitter, you can do that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will have the cut file linked down below on my store if you guys want to make it yourselves as well. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys!